I'm out here doing the thing. Gonna go expel and rebuke some foul-smelling demons. But I saw a bug flap in here and I felt it or some shit. That was weird. Gotta make sure it's not in here. It's like every time I open the truck, something tries to fly at me. I'm up north still. But anywho, subject of today is disgruntled spirits. And it's funny how I get these inspirations when I'm up north. Motherfuckers are just grumpy, angry. And this is just off day-to-day experiences. But even with people, even with chicks, even with women's broads that are flirting with a nigga, there's still a disgruntled spirit. And we gotta get into it. But let's say environment is pertinent, even for people that are spiritually astute, we'll say. Say, you know the importance of going within. And there's many ways. If you can describe the way, you don't really know a way. Let's leave it at that. But within many of these ways, you have to realize that you're going to be battling against frequencies that want to inflict their way upon you, and it's clearly not the way. Finally, the sun chills. But within that way, you have people that are disgruntled. You have just negative energies. Basically, the gossipers, the angry. Like, I joked with the motherfucker that was cleaning up coffee, and he was actually working here at this truck stop. And he was like, I ain't got no toss, nigga. Like, damn, nigga, I'm trying to joke. I'm just trying to keep it light. Get us sold drugs. I don't know. Like some shit, nigga. But it's the spirit of doubt. It's the spirit of faithlessness. It's the spirit of fear. Ultimately, that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, fear embodies all these things to take place, and it gives way to a long list of other things: laziness, fear, sloth. You know, basically all the 7 deadly sins, plus a nice combination of them that also create a bunch of more other atrocities. But what I noticed is, aside from taking account of my spirit and just dismissing the garbage, as in remaining to keep my frequency on a higher level, apart from ones that are lower level, it's that you have to take notice and know that sometimes making assumptions is for the best bet. Like, okay, I'm in this area. In the previous area I was just in earlier today, it was better. Even with the ups and downs, generally speaking, there were just better spirits in the area. But seeing I've been everywhere in Southern United States pretty much, I can kind of predict it. And it's like weird zones that have that shit. I've also noticed this coming straight out of Houston, where I was born, Houston, Texas, where seeing it's like what, the 3rd biggest city ever, or some shit like that. There's sectors of the city you just know where not to go. And from my young and dumb days, I say that from just staying alive and random shit, just in general. But there's a spiritual aspect to it that's overlooked. Like, you know not to go there, you know not to go to this party. You can, it's actually quite detailed. It's not just cities, it's like little spiritual clusters. Like, you ever know, when people say, man, that motherfucker give me a bad vibe. That, it's like that, but on a spiritual, energetic wave.
cluster.
I'm struggling to explain it because there's just certain things you can't explain. You just know it, you just feel it. But anywho, the second part of what I want to point out about the grumpy spirit, the disgruntled spirit, is when you know that this person is just a nasty, all around nasty attitude. And you don't want nothing to do with it. You don't want to be around it or whatnot. And there's a squad of disgruntled spirits. But they're all like, disgruntled spirits they discriminate because there's just, okay, I'm here. I'm in New Jersey. I'm about to leave soon. And there's one, I'm at Walmart and I'm grabbing shit. And I'm asking about bags. And bitch looked at me all strange and gave me the weirdest ass attitude. And ever since I walked in there, a bunch of black women, like out of shape, fat, overweight, angry. What are you angry at, bitch? How do you have the energy to be angry being so big? Like, that shit must be draining. But just the common, and you can see it on them. You can see the spirits on them. It's like, I'm like, I just asked for a bag, bitch. And the Indian women were the Indian women that were more cooperative and nice and at least flashed a smile, they were better. I paid for my shit, and this bitch was striving to give me more attitude. A doctor, nigga, what the fuck? This bitch was like, yeah, nice. No, I scurried on past this bitch quick as possible. No, you keep that demon to yourself, you fat fuck. But it's it's a spirit. And this is what's going on in the black community. It's a spiritual thing. These bitches are fling their demons, their legions, off of their body onto you and the nearest person near them. I know personally from my own family, and I know I'm not the only one. And women are more susceptible because they're more of a hive-minded situation. And this is not to judge. I just talk raw. So truth is truth. A lot of women are fucked up and have lost their lives to like despicable people like this, and it's in their own mothers, which is hard to, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. It's just nasty work. The Bible tells you about how the people that are closest to you will be the one that will cause you to stumble. So either way, I've gotten, and it's a shame, and the confusion of all that is, and regardless of the division of people that are just basically borderline retarded up north and down south, people have more manners and more common sense. Aside from that, in our people, melanated people, it's still something that we refuse to address because we're all ass kissers. Like, I like to point at problems, but I also like to point at solutions that we can spiritually atone for. If we weren't ass kissers, not only we'd solve the black problem inside, the African proverb, if there's no enemy inside, the enemy outside can do us no harm. But the issue is, if we just stop ass kissing, we'll eradicate all problems in just general and all general forms. Because if you're honest, truth and love are main components that make up of God, are one of the highest things God honors. And the world is completely opposite of that. And all the work starts from inside. So if you have any problems, or if things just feel off kilter, if your spirit is numb, you gotta ask yourself, are you loving within, and are you truthful? Anywho, I'm gonna get rid of these smelly demons. Like and subscribe. You know what to do.